I think we could say it has been quite stable, and maybe it could have been better. I mean by that competitiveness by definition is when you compare yourself with other nations. And it's true that in the region, at least, other nations have been growing perhaps a little bit faster than Thailand. If we are looking at Vietnam and Malaysia, etc. And I think it was a little bit disappointing to see that Thailand, which has such a great potential of competitiveness, of growth and success, could have been a little bit more dynamic, if I could put it that way, in the way of developing its competitiveness. On the other hand, I think that the country is still very much well regarded abroad. I think that what we could call the brand of Thailand is a premium brand. It is a country where people feel at ease, and therefore not only for foreign direct investment, but also for the image of the country. I think it's a very valuable asset for competitiveness. So therefore, I think that Thailand can do better, no doubt, but is not that far away from doing better in terms of competitiveness. I think that one of the key issues about the competitiveness of Thailand is not so much devising the right strategy. I think that what Professor Porter said about cluster is of course correct, about increasing productivity is correct, about innovation, etc. Everything is what you will find in a number of studies regarding the competitiveness of Thailand, such as the one which are done by many of the consulting companies, etc. The real issue is implementation. And it's implementation as quickly as possible, and sometimes the government has been a little bit slow in doing it. I think sometimes there is also a number of ministry or agencies which have conflicting views in what should be done. I can reassure you, you are not the only country to suffer from that. I mean, a lot of other countries have the same situation, but I have to say that sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating to see that very good ideas are not implemented very quickly. And I think this is probably one of the problem of Thailand. I think that we are speaking about clusters. A number of clusters exist already in Thailand. I think we could speak also what is very fashionable today, which is a concept of hub. Hub, which are less than a cluster. It's much more like an incubator. It's like if you could have an e-commerce city or a health city. This is a concept which is very much adopted in countries like Malaysia, but also in Dubai, in Singapore, in Saudi Arabia. It's a bit smaller than a cluster. It can be very much led by the public authorities, and it can act really as a center of competencies in order to make sure that the business is finding an environment which is very supportive. I think it's important not only to look at the large companies, which is sometimes what you see in clusters, but much more also in small and medium-sized enterprise. They are the ones which are really making the essential of the employment in the country, of the innovation, and especially they can be very attractive for the younger generation. A lot of the younger people in Thailand would like perhaps to create their companies or would like to start with new ideas. And I think the concept of hub can be a very interesting one. So maybe this is one of the avenues for the future. I think that Thailand has, as I mentioned before, a formidable reputation abroad. And for me, but also for a lot of people, I think it's really the premium brand in Asia. It means that you have a number of products which have a high reputation to be high scale, premium, in the food industry, like rice, etc., in the medical and wellness industry, in also, of course, tourism. I think that this kind of uniqueness factor, which is upscaling, which is high-end, is something which is quite unique to Thailand and could be developed to many other sectors. We are going to go into a world where the very large players, you know, China, the US, Europe, are going to exercise a lot of power on the smaller nations. I mean, Thailand is a medium-sized nation. My nation, Switzerland, is very small. And somehow we need to find a niche, an approach where we can make a difference without having to compete with a very, very large country. And I think that this high-end approach, this premium, is really probably what Thailand should develop in many other sectors than the one that I just mentioned, and which have shown that it can be very successful. Again, the food industry is one very good example where at the same time Thailand has been producing a lot, but little by little has been going up into niche, which are very successful worldwide. So my feeling is that the uniqueness which you are talking about Thailand is really actually to be different, and to be different upscale. I think that, as I mentioned before, Thailand has a lot of very good ideas, a lot of strategies, but at the end of the day, you need to have a dream, but with a deadline. You need to be able to deliver what you want, and you need to be able to have the extraordinary capacity to show that you can do things quickly and well. The big competitors about Thailand are probably countries which have a very high capacity to execute well and quickly what they want to do. If you look at the one I mentioned, like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, like Dubai, etc., maybe because the political system is different, it goes very fast. You know, once you have decided to do something, it can be implemented and executed very quickly. So I have the feeling that perhaps while preserving the culture, the mindset, the institution of the country, trying to find a little way to go a bit faster and better in executing things might be good. Perhaps the name of the game is to invite Elon Musk to visit Thailand and try to see what he can do about it. I don't know. I think that my advice, and this is very much in line with what TMA is doing, is to make sure that they continue to talk to each other. I think that what is really important in this type of environment is that actually people understand and respect the fact that you can have different objectives. I think that we need to accept that the business community or the government community can sometimes agree, but sometimes they can disagree. But they have to respect the fact that they should agree to disagree and that they have different perspectives. But altogether, I think everybody should work for the prosperity of the country and for the well-being of the people. And this can only be achieved if people are talking to each other. And if they are talking to each other in a regular way, in a neutral environment, if I can put it that way, I think this would be very successful. In my opinion, this is the main role of TMA in the field of competitiveness, but also in the field for developing the prosperity of Thailand, is to make sure that people continue to talk to each other. And I'm sure that if they talk in a very nice and peaceful environment, they will find solutions.